enough of that, people. Welcome to the Unpopular Review, Fox Sports Radio, the soul in sports with Mike Knoxxx and the crew. And I'm your host, Mike Knoxxx, the best in the world, baby. Yes, yes, yes. I am your tribal chief. I am the end all, the be all, and I am hashtag bet that. And to my left, the urban sports scene's own Mr. Wale. What's going on, Wale? Wow.
What's up? It's glad to be here, man. As usual, you know, I'm doing my Chicago thing for Mike. You know, Chicago Bulls. It's in blue though. I'm, you know what I'm saying? I like blue, so I want to coordinate. You know what I mean?
It matches
coordinate.
It matches my couch.
I was like, oh, look at the couch too. Okay.
Matches the couch.
Okay, we royal blue out here. You know how we do it.
See. And also joining us from Philadelphia, driving to the crib, Mr. J. Chris. What's going on, man?
So what's happening, fellas? I'm leaving baseball practice right now. I had some baseball workouts today, so you know I had to try to hurry up and end all conversations so I can be on the show, so I can do what I love. But what's going on, fellas?
Nothing. A lot's going on in the NFL, and most importantly, both our teams lost this past week. So the Philadelphia Eagles, fresh off a debacle to the America's team. The formerly known as America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, if you will, looking pretty damn good, looking where they should have been looking for the past 3-4 years. On paper, the Dallas Cowboys should be a top 3, top 4, top 2 team in the NFL, at least in the NFC East, or the NFC. I apologize for that as well. But here we are going into week 4. Thursday night football starts tonight, and we get to see last year's number 1 pick versus this year's number 1 pick as the Cincinnati Bengals, no longer being Bengals, can they get back to their real namesake, the Bengals? I mean, you got rookie Chase. You got, to me, Joe Burrow, the best young quarterback in the last 3 years to come out. I'm going to say it. I don't care what y'all say about my man down in Kansas City with his Just for Men hair commercials trying to be like Troy Polamalu, okay? But Joe Burrow, to me, is the best quarterback to come out. Not Justin Herbert, no, I'm sorry. I think this band right here, Joe Burrow, is the truth. I said it last year. I'm saying this year. And yes, guess what I base this off of? On Madden football, the man throws the football like Tom Brady already. Okay, so, but that's tonight. Jacksonville is coming into town as well. And a lot of things to take place in this game. Jacksonville 0-3, the Bengals 2-1. Tonight, NFL Network. A lot to discuss. Wally, your takes on the Bengals and most importantly, the woes that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a big difference in the NFL than it is in college football, is it not?
Yeah, it's a big difference. Obviously, I love Trevor Lawrence. I think he'll be good. He'll be a good quarterback. You know, Jacksonville is a messed up organization right now because I mean you got a college coach in the NFL. So we'll see how. I think there's a lot that they set that kid up with.
Has he been out? I thought that question was so rude.
I mean,
do you think?
I mean, people forget. Like Steve. It kind of reminds me of when Steve Spurrier came to the NFL. I mean, everything's easy when you get the top. You get the top athletes at your program, and you're a vicious offensive mind. Within the college game, but the NFL is a different beast. But to stick to your point, quarterback play. Joe Burrow. You got two of the up and coming young quarterbacks in the game that are eventually down the road. We'll be talking about them as. We'll be talking about them as true elite quarterbacks. In my opinion, the jury's still out again on Trevor Lawrence, but I believe he'll be there. But you got a Cincinnati Bengals team that's talented. I said this before the season started. You drafted Jamar Chase after you lost AJ Green. Boyd is one of the better slot wide receivers in the game. He's a 1,000-yard type of receiver. And then you got Higgins, who out of Clemson last year, who played well. And he was one of Clemson's best receivers coming out of college. And he played well last year. So he has weapons. And you got Joe Mixon. So you have time. One thing about like quarterback with him is that he's been blessed, just like he was blessed in LSU. He's blessed in the NFL. So he has talent. And this team, and you saw what they did to Pittsburgh. I mean, the Cincinnati team's a dangerous team. Kind of reminds me of
Pittsburgh. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, that too. But the Cincinnati team reminds me of those Cincinnati teams that we saw back in the day with Carson Palmer, the late talented, I won't say great, but late talented Chris Henry, Ocho Cinco, and TJ Houshmandzadeh, right?
Now and then you have Rudy championship.
Yeah, and you have Rudy Johnson as a running back or Corey Dillon. So it reminds me of those type of teams, in terms of how they match up with this team. So this Cincinnati team is dangerous, and definitely I feel sorry for Jacksonville. I feel very sorry for them.
I feel sorry for them too. And Watts, I'm just going to go straight to you right now. The point spread in this game is 8 points for the Bungles at home on Thursday Night Football in the short week. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now, Jay Chris. I'm taking the Bungles to win this game, and I want them to battle back to earn their name back. Call them the Cincinnati Bengals if they win tonight. I know that's not a stretch. It's like they ain't playing Kansas City, But when the last time you seen the Bungles 3-1, Jay Chris?
It's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've seen the Bengals playing well. I mean, they didn't they play the Steelers last week?
They beat up on Roethlisberger. Gotta be nice.
So I gotta be honest with you. I'm not really impressed with that one because the Steelers are struggling. I don't even know why Ben Roethlisberger came back, but I'm feeling like Ben Roethlisberger won't be back next year. But I'm sorry, hitting some bumps. The Bengals. Yeah, I'm hitting the bumps. That's what I'm saying. I'm hitting the bump. The Bengals are playing good football. They're beating the teams that they need to beat, so I can't take anything away from them, right? I've actually put some money on the Bengals tonight, so I got to go with the Bengals and to cover the 8.
Hey, Charmaine. I'm definitely going with the Bengals in this matchup. And thank you. I don't watch football. I just came to say hello. I appreciate that very much, Charmaine. It's not a forced stretch, right? Like Jacksonville, to me, last week had that game against the Raiders, right? Oh, my Raiders played Miami. I'm sorry, but they had that game last week. You had the tying NFL touchdown of 109 yards. They're up on Arizona in this game, and then just let Arizona just completely just come back, take control of this game, and see that Jacksonville is still not sunshine, and that Jacksonville team got a long way to go to even be the Bungles of Cincinnati, Jay Chris.
Listen, man, Jacksonville stinks, though. I'm sorry, they do. I mean, Wally said he loves Trevor Lawrence. I don't love him, but I think he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to be good tonight. The only thing they got going for him is it's a short week. Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if he's ever played on a short week like this. And he definitely has not played on a short week in the NFL. Joe Burrow has, right? So he knows how to prepare for this, and Trevor, this is Trevor Lawrence's first time in the prime time. So as an NFL player. Jacksonville stinks, man. I'm sorry.
So Jay Chris is definitely taking Cincinnati in the 8. I'm taking Cincinnati in the 8. Wally, we putting you down for Cincinnati as well?
Definitely.
And I want people to understand when I say bet that. Can you partners of mine tell me how many games you think your boy lost last week?
How many did you lose?
3.
3?
I got the pen in my hand.
We're talking about spreads and stuff, right?
Spreads. 3. Lost 3 last week. Okay.
Respect, man. Respect.
Okay. I'm back.
Which games were there?
I lost the Cowboys game, which I just thought the Eagles would cover. The the Packers of Green Bay for me, and I thought Thursday night game would be closer. And we talked last week. I thought it wouldn't. I thought it would be a lot closer than what it was, and it had, apparently it wasn't.
I lost that one on the show, but I won it in my wallet.
That's all that matters.
On the show, I said Houston's going to cover, but I put my money on Carolina. So.
Yeah, and I had that as well. Other than that, I was A-OK and prime for prime time, as they say. Then we got Tennessee, the Titans, 2-1, going against probably the worst team in the NFL, the Jets, Jets. And on this line, another 8-point spread. Tennessee on the road to New York, or New Jersey, that is, in the Meadowlands, formerly known as the Meadowlands. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans to cover these 8 points. Your thoughts on this, Wally Wild?
Yeah,
I think it's just too much running game, too much everything. I think
too much. I think. You got a rookie quarterback who's struggling. An
It's
aggressive
looking really
Tennessee.
bad right now.
Looking real bad. Like I told a couple folks that they didn't want to believe me though. It's
Is
all
this
good.
a Zach Wilson thing or is this a Jets thing? It's easy to go with the Jets thing, but I think it's a both thing.
It's both. It's both. You got a quarterback. You put in a rookie quarterback play to BYU, but not elite talent. Not going against elite talent.
Where did he play again for those
BYU.
Okay, and what was the last great BYU quarterback?
Steve Young.
Jesus, Steve Young was
that's the last great BYU quarterback, and that's no insult because I mean he has potential. I'm not saying he doesn't. He can make throws.
He's in the NFL.
But yeah, he's in the NFL. But you're not on a team that has a superpower defense and wide receivers galore. You're the base. You got to make it. Like you got to make people look good. But yeah, I'm with you, Mike. I just think that Tennessee's just too much for him. Way too much.
8 points, everything across the board. Jay Chris, you second that?
Yes, I do. I think this might be the only game in my parlay that I did today where I actually went with the spread and not the money line. So I don't think the Jets have a chance in this game. And there's no, I believe AJ Brown is not going to be playing. But I don't think that's going to matter. I don't think the Jets have it. The Jets stink too.
I got Tennessee rushing for over 200 yards in this game.
Be better.
I think this is a game where Henry gets off.
They better.
Henry has to get off in this game. I think he gets off in this game as well. Also,
and get the ball to Julio from my fantasy football team, man. Stop playing, man. He had 100 yards first game.
Yours and mine.
Yeah, come on, man. Stop
Let's
playing.
talk about the Washington football team. Going down to Atlanta. Their favorite on the road. 2 points. Yeah, their favorite on the road in this game. 2 points as that is, as a matter of fact. The disrespect for the Atlanta Falcons, 28-3 as we like to refer them around here as. First and goal line and can't score a touchdown around here. We refer to them as equal fans. Like, how do you have Julio Jones on first and goal with that secondary that we thought couldn't stop a plug nickel? Okay, not score a touchdown and win that playoff game that led us to our Super Bowl victory. But 28-3, taking on the Washington football team, who was favored Wally by 2 points. I'm not gonna lie to you, both teams look a little shaky. I'm still somehow in this game. I'm taking the Washington Redskins. I'm sorry.
Washington football team. You cool.
I keep saying that. I'm so
It's all good, man. We do it all the time around here.
1-2 versus 1-2. I'm going with Washington.
The street still say the R word at times. Yeah, I'm out of my fandom. I'm going with Washington.
Oh man.
Keep it a buck, man. Keep it a buck. Defense is trash.
But do you believe they can win this game?
I mean, it's just a legitimate
I thought
game.
they could beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean,
are you putting money on it? There it is. Are you?
I don't bet on that team anyway because they bad luck. So I don't do that either. So anytime I remember putting money on, they lose.
It's never on their team.
It's not on my side. Put it that way. It's not on my side. But yeah, I think it's winnable. They have favorable matchups. But Washington should never feel like they can beat anybody. They're in a position where they can be beat by anybody. So that's the thing. If you're listening to the show and you're a Washington football team fan, for the fans out here in this area, stop believing that they can you see them on the schedule and they should beat them. Because to be honest with you, anybody, and even the pathetic Jets, we just mentioned, the pathetic Jaguars can beat Washington. So at this particular point in time, just hope that the best Washington team comes out and play.
Wow. I'm taking the football team, Jay Chris. Your thoughts?
Washington has burnt me a couple of times already this year. I so want to believe in Washington, and everything about me was like, don't do it. They're not who you thought they were.
And we let them off the hook.
And I let them off the hook. And this week, I'm not letting them off the hook, and they'll probably burn me again. I like Atlanta in this game just because Washington has burned me, and I don't. They fooled me twice. What is it? They fooled me once. Shame on you. You fooled me twice. You can't get fooled again. Wise man once said that, and I'm going with Atlanta, man. And Atlanta stinks. They have the best overrated quarterback in the game, but I'm going.
Don't tell Raider.
I thought that was our backup, Mr. Joe Flacco, was the best, most overrated quarterback in the game. Moving on in this week 4 of the NFL. Speaking of the NFC East, Washington football team also sucks. But you know what? So does my team. 1-2 are the EAGLES Eagles. And my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who I thought I saw something in the first 2 weeks. I blamed Coach Sirianni for losing week 2. I thought the game plan was trash. Guess what the game plan was in week 3 against the Cowboys? Trash. No NFL team. No, listen, all the pundits want to yell this week, guys, at, Matt Nagy. I'm sorry. I'm yelling at the Eagles coach. You're an NFL football team. 6 rushing attempts. 6 rushing attempts. It was a sham mockery. It was an embarrassment. I've lost money because I went with my heart, and that's why a great rule that you just came up with there. Sorry. If it's your team, don't spend no money on it. If you do, you are a degenerate gambler. Be a smart gambler. Work smarter, not harder, as they say.
Can I tell you something, Mike? I make it a habit ever since middle school, since junior high school, to not bet on my team. Okay. And the one time I decided I'm going to put, I did one of those parlays at Delaware Park where you pick all the games. And the one game that I lost on the parlay was the Eagles game. It was opening day about 6 years ago or so, 7 years ago. They played Jacksonville. And they had it wrapped up. I picked Jacksonville to cover. I bet against my team. I picked Jacksonville to cover. And in garbage time, Brandon Graham gets a pick 6 and killed me.
Remember that.
I'm muting myself now because I'm going to cuss.
The Eagles in this game are underdogs. Here's the surprising part about this game, which completely baffles me. It's only 8. It's only 8. The Kansas City Chiefs will destroy the Philadelphia Eagles. And there is nothing for me to think otherwise than not just the 8 points, but double-digit leads in the NFL are disrespectful. And Wally, this should be a double-digit easy pick'em game because there's no game plan that I've seen for the Philadelphia Eagles that can stop this. They are getting – now we lost 2 offensive linemen yet again for the, out already. I can't pronounce his name. Samamumu, whatever his damn name is. Help me, Jay Chris.
Sayamalu
gone for the year. Okay. The Eagles' game plans are just trash. I don't see in my quarterback what I want to see, and that's don't look like a deer in headlights. And if you live somewhere where there's deers and they're in headlights, is what Jalen Hurts looked like on Monday night to me. The stage seemed to be too big for him, and now I have questions. And I watched that game, and I'm watching the game, and it's always easy to watch things from the television perspective. Let's just let's just say that. We see things the quarterback doesn't see because we have the camera views that lends it to us. Yeah. However, I have watched football enough to know you don't stare down your receivers. You just don't. And if you stare down, you should be looking somewhere else to see. And I didn't see that from Jalen Hurts. Nagy's offense was just like the worst thing I've seen this past week. It was also Sirianni and the Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City with a blowout in this victory in this game for me, Wally. Your take?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it'll be a blowout. I mean, the game's in Philadelphia, it's in Kansas City.
In Philly.
Yeah, I'm not sure it'll be a blowout.
It's going to be a blowout, Wally.
I think it'll be competitive. I think Kansas City will win.
Blowout, Wally.
I'll take Kansas City to win, but I'll take. I mean, I'm not the gambler in games. I'm a gambler with dice and stuff like that. But I'll take that though. I'll take that bet. I'll take Philly. I think Philly will cover. They'll be fine.
Philly covers this game.
They'll cover. I think Jalen will do something. I think he'll do some work.
All right. Jay Chris.
So what you're saying, Wally, is you're going to allow the Eagles to burn you the way I let Washington burn you.
I guess.
Listen, let me say a few things. I do not believe that Jalen Hurts is as bad as he looked on Monday night. Mike, you're right on point with he was staring down his receivers from the snap. He was staring down receivers. But he was making some of the same mistakes on Monday night that he made the past 2 Sundays. He was just able to overcome it. And this one, they took advantage and they killed him on it. But with all that being said, Kansas City hasn't been playing all that great the last couple of weeks either. right? They've been struggling. But this is the type of game that a struggling team needs to get back on point. And that might be what we see this weekend. We might see Kansas City getting back on point. I don't think the Eagles cover this game. Give me Kansas City in this game.
Not only do I take Kansas City and easily in this game, I just think this is show me something or lend something to me that tells me otherwise. There's no rushing. The defense, for what it's worth, is playing really freaking good football. Honestly, they're on the field so much in Philadelphia with these 3 and outs and these dumb plays. I feel like I'm watching Chip Kelly's offense all over again, except for this coach hasn't alienated any player on the team. That's the only difference, is that Chip Kelly came in and alienated players, but nothing was being done. And I see the same thing with Sirianni. And thank God for right now, so far, 3 draft picks in the first round. We're looking at 3, 7, and 10. I take that. 3, 7, and 10 can change a football team. I tell you that much. 3, 7, and 10 can change a football team. Moving on to this week, we do have, speaking about horrible offenses, their favorite. Who is the damn quarterback for the Bears? Can someone tell me that? The Chicago Bears are favored 1-2 at home against the Detroit Lions, who have not. We talked about it just now. Jay Chris mentioned teams not playing bad, right? Kansas City has been playing bad, but normally playing bad for them wins games. Detroit's the best 0-3 team I think I've seen in recent memory. Not saying they're a good team, but by scoring metrics, they've been in every single game. They lost by a 66-yard field goal. That not just was 66 yards. It bounced off the camera and went in backwards when normally it goes inverted. As they say, as I had a coworker of mine, no one shows you how to lose like the Detroit Lions. Well, that happened on Sunday. 3 points, Justin Fields, 9 sacks, hands already hurting, looking like a kid in Pee Wee who has no protection blocking, who needs ice box to come help him out. The Bears lose this game. They're talking about wasting Justin Fields and a good Bears defense. I have not seen a good Bears defense in quite some time. I'm just being honest. Where's the good Bears defense? The championship contending defense that was supposed to have been the Bears. No, they're not the monsters of the Midway. Guess what? No one is, except for that Ravens team that had Ray Lewis in them. No defense has been that good since that team. So, but no, this team is not the same. They have no offense. Going back to the Eagles game, the last touchdown, the throw was passed from Dakota, which was a great pass. The tight end, I forget his name. It wasn't even their number 1 tight end. On the 11-yard line, just cut. You see 5 Eagles defenders, 5. Just watch them do a juke and go in the end zone because they gave up. I think the Chicago Bears defense, deep down inside, the offense can't do nothing, and they just don't know what to do with themselves. That sometimes they just give up. The Bears get crushed to me by the Lions at home, and I'm sorry, Chicago Bear fans. That's my home team. I always have love for you. Y'all get crushed on Sunday. Wally, your take.
I think the Bears win. I think Bears defense has been okay. Like I have them in a fantasy football team. They're week 2. They were amazing. They were amazing in week 2. Turnovers and touchdowns or whatever. I forgot who they played. He had pick sixes and whatnot. They played Cincinnati. Yeah, they played the Bengals. They beat the Bengals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, but you're right in terms of what happened. Last week against the Browns, but also the offense didn't help them out. I think this game.
Damn, you talk about. I'm sorry to cut you off, Wally. You talk about putting Justin Fields out there against LA, but you throw him out there against Cleveland. What the?
Yeah, I mean, I told Lila I'm gonna be like I said this about Fields. I mean, I'm not as high.
I've never sold on an Ohio State quarterback. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so everybody, what's so funny? Can we talk? You want to talk about this real quick? I mean, I'm picking Chicago, but this is one thing I will say is that everybody is so mad because they deem Justin Fields to be that guy, and that's why they're so mad. They're mad at the game plan. I'm not saying the game plan was great. It wasn't. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be that guy as a quarterback, you should be able to look better than what you did. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Look better than what you did. I get the game plan wasn't the best, but he had accuracy issues. There's a lot of issues he has, like other than the game planning. Now, they could have tailored things to his skill set, but if you're going to be the guy they want him to be and who they're trying to, then he should have been. I'm not saying he should have been great, but it should have been half decent. And he was horrible. And I'm gonna say this. If you watch the game prior, Yeah, and you watch the game prior, the game came in to spill Dalton. He wasn't good that game either.
Good in either. No, he wasn't.
The reason why the Browns came back was because of him. He was throwing picks. He was doing that. So people need to tailor their expectations to Justin Fields. He can be good if he's groomed the right way.
And
so anyway,
good with offensive line. They have none.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like
Peters looks really bad.
But I think you got. I mean, the Bears have some things that I think they can give Detroit some problems. So I got the Bears.
Wow, that is shocking. Jay Critz, unmute yourself and tell us what you got. Bears are favored by 3.
Bears are fair. You know what, Mike? You sold me on this because we don't know who the quarterback is for the Bears. I mean, they came out this week and said everybody's in play.
Everybody's
Dalton, Fields, and Foles are all in play. So,
big Foles.
You said what you said?
I can't believe I'm saying. I don't know if I've ever said this on.
They call him
something
different, but we on Fox Sports, so I put that real word. I put his name in.
Right, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
They do call him the other one.
I don't know if I've ever said this before.
A couple years ago. That's all we kept saying was, you like that big. It was funny.
I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I think I'm going to take Detroit in this game. Feels weird, but
it does feel weird. But what are you supposed to do? Cleveland Browns on the road against Minnesota, favored by 5. Favored by 3, 2.5 at Minnesota. What has happened to the Vikings, Wally?
Oh, they looked all right last week. They finally got a W. Like in Seattle. Seattle looks something. Kirk Cousins is actually having a decent year. I'm not the biggest Kirk Cousins fan. I got the Vikings in this game. I think they're at home. Kirk Cousins, that receiving core has played well. Cook, I think Cook may be out or he may play. I'm not sure if Dalvin Cook's gonna play. He's officially out.
Cook is a game time decision.
So let's just say he's out. They still got weapons. So I feel like Minnesota can win this game. Cleveland looks strong, but they had weaknesses even in the game they won last week.
Listen, Wally, you say you don't gamble.
Yeah.
This tells me that you don't.
Yeah.
There's no way, and I mean no way. Lock it up.
Okay, lock it.
The Cleveland Browns will beat Minnesota in Minnesota and cover the 3. It's my lock of the week. Okay, Menzel was trying to throw the ball out of bounds. He wasn't trying to throw a pick. Okay, this Cleveland defense is serious. Okay, that running game is serious. The Cleveland Browns are for real. I thought they were 2 years ago. I was wrong. It just took 2 years to catch up to what I thought 2 years ago. Cleveland easily covers this point. Jay Chris, be the martyr here. Who you got?
Listen, the Vikings have been falling apart piece by piece for the last 3 years. And the Browns, I think the Browns are probably the favorite to win the AFC North, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
so
that's only the North, though.
I just do not believe in the Vikings right now. I just don't. So give me the what's the spread on it?
Browns in the 3. 3.
Yeah, give me the Browns. Give me the Browns to cover that 3.
Easy money. Now, hard money. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Dolphins of Miami. The Dolphins of Miami are at home 1-2. The Colts are 0-3. And as an Eagle fan, all I keep saying is Carson, keep playing, but keep on losing. However, the Colts win this week against the Dolphins. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is that guy. It's the reason why he's been a journeyman as a backup. He has flashes of brilliancy. I mean, he's an NFL quarterback, and he's an athletic quarterback. But the Dolphins' defense, I think, is very stout. I'm not saying they're top-notch, but they're very, very, very just solid defense. You know what I mean? The Colts, to me, you talk about Minnesota falling piece by damn piece. I added a damn in there as you didn't. So are the Colts of Indianapolis. Just injury after injury after injury. It's piling on for these guys. But believe it or not, Carson Wentz is making plays. And I believe because I know what I had in Philadelphia, minus injuries. Carson's biggest problem is it's like a heavyweight boxer thing. He's punch drunk in a sense. So now he's just trying too hard to make a play. But when the play is there, he still holds the ball too long. NFL Network's an amazing thing. And if the replay games, I'll play every single game. He just said he'd be bored playing the game. So just watch some old football. That's what I do. I got the Colts winning this game, and I got the Colts covering this game. As Miami is favored. I'm not ballsy enough to say upset, though. So I will take the Colts, though, in the upset, Wally. The 2 points, Miami, pretty much a pick 'em game. Who you got?
Oh, I have the Colts. I think this is the game they'll get. I'm with you. I don't think Brissett is the guy to get them a W in this game. I think that Miami will scheme up defensively, scheme up some things to give that kid some issues. So I got Miami winning. The Colts winning their first game of the season.
Jay Chris.
So this is the type of game that Jay Chris usually says, "Don't touch it."
Oh.
Right? This is usually the type I say, "Don't touch it." And today, today is going to be different. Give me the Colts in this game. Miami might be doing some things well, but not enough for me to believe that they're going to beat the Colts in this game. I don't care if it's in Miami or not. I don't care who's at the quarterback for Indianapolis. The Colts get over the hump and they win this game. I just got to believe that the Colts are not going to be down. They're not as bad as as their record shows. So, give me the Colts to win this game.
Well, fresh off an ass whooping from the Philadelphia Eagles, Rain Dakota Prescott. Man, right now it's looking like, to me, everybody want to say, Mr. Home, which way did it go? Kyler Murray in Arizona. Some might want to say anybody else. But right now, Rain Dakota Prescott, I can't believe I'm saying this, is the MVP of the league right now through 3 weeks, in my opinion. The Cowboys, did a record show that? No, they're 2-1. Carolina, 3-0. Carolina also just lost Christian McCaffrey. Carolina, although blew out the Texans, struggled against the Texans. I know that if you watch the game, the score does not indicate the game that was on TV, okay? Because it was actually closer in the trenches than you think it was. I'm sorry, Carolina. With Christian McCaffrey, I thought you had problems along with the Cowboys. Micah Parsons looks like the second coming of Ray Lewis to me. I'm sorry. I know it's just my Eagles and ain't a lot to go off on, but when I'm watching this man chase down my quarterback, left and then right, and then left and then right, and not on a spy, okay? Watching this secondary. Here's one thing I tell people about people. As a Philadelphia Eagle fan, I'm going to keep going out there. I'm an Eagle fan. That's what it is. You tuned into the unpopular reviews, Fox Sports, Around the Blocks. No, that's another show on Mondays. Okay? Soul and Sports with Mike Knoxxx and the crew. You see the crew? That's Wally. That's Jay Chris. The Philadelphia Eagles cannot have won a Super Bowl without Carson Wentz because the swagger that he gave them going into the playoffs propelled them. The same way I equate it to when Terrell Owens didn't get the Eagles through the playoffs, but got the number 1 seed in the playoffs, propelled them to the Super Bowl. That is right now the Dallas Cowboys are playing so good behind Rain Dakota Prescott that every player is stepping up. And that defense is looking, I know that what they did against the Bucs was the Bucs. And I even hate talking about the Cowboys like this. But I got to be honest, and it's my money on the line. I'm taking the Cowboys in the 5 to cover this. I wish I could. Can I get this? It's our show. Can I get more than one lock? I'm gonna have more than one lock. I'm gonna have a double lock. I'm gonna lock it up. I'm gonna lock it up, Wally. The Cowboys are about to whoop the Carolina Panthers' ass. And I hate to say this, but the Cowboys are serious, and they should be 3-0. They really should be 3-0.
Oh, it could be. They could have lost them. They could have lost. They should have lost to the Chargers. So they may not should be 3-0. So they should have. They should. Okay, yeah, I'm just saying. It can go any which way.
They've record on what we thought they were, and they're 2-1. How about
they're better than we thought they were. They're better than we thought we were.
More of this Cowboys love, and it was hard. I'm going to be sick after this. If my wife was here, I would ask her to bring me a drink, but she's not here. As y'all can see, I'm a little more level-headed this week. No F-bombs are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, you're very level-headed right now.
Wally, I already know who you got in this game, but
yeah, you already got to be entertained about. Yeah, I'm not. I'm picking Carolina. I think their defense is real. Like I think we all have to acknowledge their defense. Their defense is real. It's been real all year. Look what they did to the Saints. Look what they've done to they did to the Texans. I know the Texans was trash, but their defense has been dominant. Like it's been pretty good. You got that kid from Florida State a couple years, like last year's rookie in Burns. They're a formative defense. So it's going to be interesting to see like what Dak and Dak is definitely high in the MVP race, and Dak has been amazing. It's going to be interesting to see what Dak does against that defense. This will probably be the best defense Dak has seen already. And the Chargers have a good defense. And
over the Chargers? I'm sorry.
No, Chargers have a good defense. No, Chargers had a good defense, and he didn't do that way.
The Eagles should have drafted Asante Samuel Jr.
No, but I'm saying Chargers. But Carolina's defense is real too. Carolina's defense is real too. But the Chargers defense.
Once you hear it, did you hear it? All right, I'm sorry.
But Dak didn't put up vicious numbers against the Chargers defense. He didn't put up great numbers against the Chargers defense.
He won. He threw touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying this is a game that I feel like you won't see those Madden Tecmo Bowl numbers.
Wow, the hate is real with the blue.
Dak Prescott.
Wow, Jay Chris, he's the skins. I mean, shoot, he's a Washington fan. We're Eagle fans. Another note, Cowboy fans, to say that it wasn't serious to Cowboy fans. Their only rival, what's his name? Skip. Hey, Skip. You sound like an idiot. You sound like an idiot, Skip Bayless. Fox Sports own Skip Bayless. You sound like an idiot. I'm gonna say it. He said, and I quote, that when the Eagles coach had the Dallas beat Dallas, that it only meant to Philadelphia beating them. The only rivalry in Dallas that even matters, even a little bit, is against Washington. And I just think if you don't know the NFC East, you call yourself a Cowboys fan, to say that means you're an uneducated Cowboys fan. Or you're trolling, which is how we know you guys, Nick Wright and all you guys, made your claim to fame lately by trolling and people falling for clickbait by saying, hey, Ashley Baker, I'm talking to you, friend of the program. You're top 5 in the NBA of all time, and you don't have Michael Jordan on your list, you're clickbait. Point blank, any discussion. I don't care who you are. If you don't put Michael Jordan on the top 5 list, you're clickbait. Okay? Then you put in GOAT or not, that's different. It's whatever. It's your millennials. Do what you want to do. But to not put him in a top 5 is completely clickbait.
Hey, point blank, Alex Caruso, Michael Jordan's passing the torch to Alex Caruso.
You tried to get me. I've been watching The Sopranos over because tomorrow the prequel comes out to the movie of Tony Soprano. So I'm on season 2 already. Don't get me started, Wally. Jay Chris, who you got in this game? Cowboys favored by 5.
5, man. All this Cowboys love. I'm sick.
Look, I had so much prepared to say while y'all was talking, but you threw me off with this whole. Michael Jordan wasn't on the top 5. What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Ashley Baker. You know her.
Come on, Ashley. Come on now.
Ashley underscore Baker.
I mean, was this like a top 5 list? No, was this the top 5 list minus Michael Jordan?
Listen. Vaughn sent it to me.
Like, I can understand if you don't have him at number 1, number 2. A top 5. Come on. Even if you're a Jordan hater, he's on your top 5.
He has. Her tweet was, I'm sorry, that's Ashley Baker underscore 21. CP3. Dwayne Wade. Blank. Shaq. Vinci writes. Those three are staying put for me on this list, but I'm kind of struggling with 3 and 4. LeBron at 3 is not a hard stretch.
Ashley, you lost a lot of weight with me just now.
You can go 1, 5, and 4 intertwine all you want to. And even Jake, to your point, Wally, to put for you. And I'm gonna be honest with you. 1, 2, and 3 are the easiest. It's not Johnson. It's Michael Jordan. And it's LeBron James. It's not hard. This is football. 4, I get. Who you want to pick? 5, I get. Who you want to pick? But 1, 2, and 3 are synonymous. It's easy. It's not even a question. It is Magic Johnson. It is Michael Jordan and LeBron James. It's not even close. But
I don't give a damn who gets put on there outside of Michael. How does Mike? No, and let's stop talking about it. Let's not waste time. Because you already know I'm putting Wilt. You already know I'm putting Wilt on the list, and I don't know if Ashley is even familiar with who Wilt is.
I'm putting Kareem or Shaq. Easy.
1 to 3.
Anybody else is civilized.
Huh?
This is a sport. No. This is a football portion. So we got the football.
The Kareem is not in the.
I
love you, Ashley. You actually my girl.
I would put Kareem, but my heart would put Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Shaquille O'Neal is the most dominant player the NBA has ever seen.
Kareem's the best basketball player that the NBA's ever seen.
Kareem is the best overall.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
the league's ever seen.
If you break down, it's real quick. Break down every level. Break down every level of basketball. Kareem is dominated. Put it that way. It's that simple. Level. It's that simple.
Again, insert anybody. And honestly, insert anybody. Charles, Garnett, Duncan, Nowinski. I wouldn't put Nowinski. I think Dirk Nowinski's overrated personally. That's just me. But I'll say that for another show. But
it's tough, man.
Ashley Baker _21. We love you, girl. But man, he sent me this message. I put, what you mean when I think about it? Clickbait. And he said, nah, this is how she really feels. I said, you say something so much that you actually start to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Nick Wright. He has put out so much that LeBron's the GOAT that now he makes himself look stupid. Not that he thinks LeBron's the GOAT, but the reasons why Michael's not.
A lot of them do. That's what a lot of these people do nowadays.
Because they say it so much to prove their point, as Wally has done with the Cowboys. It can't.
But I always state that I can never do it. I say I can never do it.
But you say I can't do it because of that.
Yeah, it's all I say.
When it comes to the Cubs, when it comes to Derrick Rose, I don't care nobody say, leave me alone. He's always going to be my second favorite Bull of all time.
Should be. He's great.
You know what I'm saying? But the Cowboys, I hate more than any team in professional sports. I'm still picking them to cover the 5 against Carolina. What you got in this game, Jay Chris?
Don't touch this game.
What?
Don't touch this game. And here, I'm going to tell you why.
Is this a trap game?
Do not touch this game. This game. At home? Listen. The Cowboys we don't know if they're bipolar yet. We just don't. We don't know if they're bipolar yet. They have been that team over the last 30 years. Well, minus the years that they've really been terrible. They've been that team that's bipolar. They've been a team that will look like world beaters against the Eagles as they were on Monday and come out and lay an egg against somebody like Carolina. Now, Carolina is a decent, I've been saying the last few weeks on the show, Carolina is a decent team this year. They're better than most people believe they were going to be. But I'm not totally convinced with them either, right? I'm just not. Their defense is good, but I'm not totally convinced. I know Matt Rule is a good coach and all like that, but anybody that's listening to me right now, don't touch this game.
Wow, that is crazy as crazy could be. And I don't know if it can get any crazier than that. Do not touch for Jay Chris in this game. Wow. Moving on and speeding through. The Giants are underdogs in New Orleans by 8. Now I get the Giants of the New York Football Giants have not been that great, and the New Orleans Saints have been, surprisingly 2-1. Jameis Winston, he's going to eat these dubs. 8 points and the Giants. I don't know. This is a do not touching to me, but I believe in I wouldn't touch the game. But for those who like to know the pick and where I would lie on this, I would take the Giants in the upset in this game. Not enough that I would call it an upset of the week. I don't like the 8 points. You know what I mean? New Orleans hasn't been world beaters to me to be that way, and I just can't give them that. Your take on this one, Jay Chris?
Well, New Orleans this year so far has been that team that has been bipolar, right? They come out, they look like world beaters in week 1. They come out, lay egg in week 2. They come back last week. They look strong again. I mean, is this going to be an every other week team? I don't know. But for me, I don't like the 8 points either, but I don't like the Giants even more. Give me New Orleans to cover the 8 in this game.
Wally, what you got?
Yeah, the only thing blue about I like is the one I'm wearing, so I'm not really. The Giants ain't getting it. They ain't getting the love.
The only team in the NFC you even give a little credit to about picking picks.
It's the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles. It's a Randall Cunningham thing. But yeah, it's a Randall Cunningham thing. But I like the Saints. I think the Saints defense will be too much for Daniel Jones. He struggled against good defenses, like real defenses. So I just feel like that would be an issue, and that's the reason why I think they'll cover. I think more than Jameis, and I like Jameis, but I think he'll make enough plays in terms of scoring some touchdowns in the red zone, because I think the Saints defense will turn Daniel Jones over, so they'll have a lot of places where they can score points. So
biggest point spread of the week, 17. The Buffalo Bills versus the Texans of Houston. I always say double-digit leads in the NFL are disrespectful. And damn, another I would not touch. If it was 10, I would touch it. But it's 17. It's actually 17 points. I just can't put my money on a 17. For those who do reverse spreads, teasers, this is when I would touch on reverse spread teaser, right? It's got to be something crazy like Buffalo wins by like 25.
Yeah.
Right? I would take that. But the 17, and I would take I would take Houston to cover the 25. 17 to me is just the same. It's, I don't know. I don't like this game at all. I'm not touching this game, but if I had to touch it, damn, Houston, what the HE double hockey stick, bedrooms, and doorknobs. I don't know what to say. Fox Sports, please forgive me for taking the Houston Texans to cover 17. It's only because I just can't do it, Jay Chris. But you got it. Who? You're muted.
My bad. This game is also part of my parlay, right? But it wasn't the points. I'm not taking spread. The 17 points, you've hammered into my head over the years. 10 point spreads are disrespectful. But Houston stinks too. That's another one. They stink too. I'm taking the Bills in this one to cover the 17. Call me crazy. I so much wanted to say I'm taking Houston to cover the 17, but I changed my mind right in the middle of my conversation. Give me the Bills to cover that 17. That's wow. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm saying it. They might win by 21. They might win by 4 touchdowns.
He said 4 touchdowns. Wally, wow, who you got?
Wow. Is Tyrod's not playing, right? He's not playing. Yeah, I got Buffalo, and they covering.
All right, not a hard one. The Cardinals versus the Rams. And Kyler Murray is 0-4 versus the Rams. The Arizona Cardinals, 3-0. The Rams, 3-0. The Rams are looking really good offensively, defensively. The shellacking they put on last week against Tampa Bay to me was just amazing to watch. Deshaun Jackson continues to be, and the people can say what they want to say. I have said this for a while now. You go back to Washington versus the Monday night game against Philadelphia Eagles. Deshaun Jackson is the second greatest weapon, deep ball weapon in NFL history. I want to say number one. I don't know why I do not put him over Randy Moss. It's two reasons.
They're close.
Randy Moss is bigger, so he can jump higher.
Yeah.
That is it. But as far as speed is concerned, Deshaun Jackson is the greatest deep threat weapon. Like I said, so number 2 deep threat weapon in NFL history. And it's one more deep pass away from being the all-time leader. And that, as long as Deshaun Jackson doesn't get hurt, these boys are serious. I'm sorry. At home, and SoFi Stadium might be the best-looking stadium in NFL also, by the way. That stadium is beautiful. I cannot wait to get out there for WrestleMania in a couple of years for that. For it to be blood versus blood is what I've deemed it as. The tribal chief takes on the real tribal chief, Dwayne Rock Johnson. But until that happens, the Rams, oh my brother, testify. Whew, who you got in this game, Wally?
I got the Rams. To your point, just they got a lot of weapons, offensive weapons, and they're just starting to take advantage of Deshaun Jackson. Like they're just starting. I mean, they already have enough to get to the bowl, but now they're implementing Deshaun Jackson. They're just a dangerous team, and they got good defense. They have everything you want to be a dominant team. People talk about Tampa, but truth be told, I feel like the Rams are the most complete team in the NFL.
Without question. Jay Chris, who you got in this game?
Well, Mike, earlier you said that Dakota Prescott was your MVP of the league up to this point. To me, it's Matt Leinart. Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford.
I got you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. He's got the Rams offense running like a well-oiled machine, man. He really does. I didn't think he had it in him, honestly. I didn't think he would be this good. But I also told you that I really like Arizona this year, too. Mm-hmm. And I'm taking Arizona in this game. Give me Arizona. What's the spread on it?
The spread
What's the line?
on this game is the Rams are favored by 5.
Arizona covers the 5. I think it's a close game. I mean, we've seen them put up numbers, but Arizona covers the 5.
Wally, wow, who you got in this one?
All right, made the pick. Did you hear my pick? I was first.
Okay. Well, my bad. I was getting rid of some stuff. All right, we got
the Rams.
49ers.
The Rams again. The Rams.
The Rams. All right. And I also picked the Rams to cover this game. Seattle versus San Francisco. San Francisco favored by 3. Real fast. Wally, who you got? I'm taking San Francisco to cover the 3.
Who are you playing again? Seattle?
Seattle.
See, I got San Fran.
Wally, Jay Chris, who you got?
San Fran.
Ravens, Broncos. Denver's at home. Denver favored by 1 point. Who you got in this game, Jay Chris?
Give me the Ravens.
Wally, who you got? Ravens.
Broncos. I got
Broncos as well to cover this. I think the Broncos have been playing a very good football game. I think that the minds of if it isn't Love, Mr. Gordon at running back was quickly over exaggerated. This man is back in his NFL form. Teddy P is that quarterback I always thought he could be, and he's showing everybody he could be that guy. And Baltimore going on the West Coast on the altitude, I don't. They just been playing too many close games and getting by with that skin in their chin. We got Packers of Green Bay favored by 7 against Pittsburgh. I'll also take the Packers in this game. Who you got in this game, Wally Wild?
I got the Packers.
Come on, can I get one? I just get one.
Who are they playing?
Steelers.
Go ahead, man. You don't need to hear from me.
Okay.
You already know.
I want to get a Green Bay. That's all I wanted. Then we got Raiders versus Chargers. Monday Night Football, favored by 4 are the Chargers. I am also taking the Chargers in this game to cover this against the Raiders. Raiders have been getting by luck. Luck runs out against the Chargers, who I think is one of the best teams in the AFC, despite their record showing otherwise. Jay Chris, who you got?
I don't think the Raiders been playing that well despite their record. Kind of like how the Detroit's been playing, has been playing well, but they're 0-3. So I think Chargers and stuff. So give me the Chargers.
Wally, who you got?
Should be a tough game. Both divisional games are always tough competitive games in whatever conference. I'm gonna go with the Chargers though. I just like Justin Herbert a lot. That's just my guy.
Yeah, I'm a big Justin Herbert fan as well. And
Derek Carr's a beast too. Respect to Derek Carr. Folks gotta put some respect on his name.
Now, here's some respect that we have to find and show right here. Is that we got the matchup that's I'm surprised is not actually running the headlines more this week. And that's Brady going home to New England. Belichick, Brady Bowl 1. Tampa Bay is favored by 7 points on the road. Not only is that abnormal, it's Tom Brady, and I think Tom Brady and this team will destroy the New England Patriots. The talk should have been this more. It's not. We're going to talk about it more. Give me, without question, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to destroy the New England Patriots and cover the 7 points. Who you got in this one, Jay Chris?
If there's anybody that knows how to get to Tom Brady, it's Belichick. All right, and I'm just telling you right now. But I don't like the Patriots. I don't think they're good right now. So I'm definitely going with Tampa Bay.
Wally, who you got?
I totally agree with Watt. I was thinking the same thing. I felt like I think Belichick can expose some things about Tom Brady because he knows him well, but I don't think the team is good enough to beat Tampa just as an all-around team. So I'm gonna go with Tampa just to blow this game out. And they kept Cam Newton though. I would have picked New England, FYI, but they didn't. So they getting that Mac Jones love right now. So I'm anti Patriots.
I also am taking the Patriots to win this game. Somehow we're having technical difficulties on Facebook stream. Adam says he's picking the Buccaneers to win this game. All right, I'm with you on that one. But that's going to be the show for today, guys. I cannot wait till this week to find out these picks. Last week, I was like, man, I should have really put the money on these games we picked last week, and I would have been in a fortune. But I did win some people some money. So when I say hashtag bet that, NFL Week 4 is here. We're starting to see teams that are not as good as the other teams. We now know who is who and what is what. A more better picture of who is who, shall we say. Wally Wow, they can find you at his underscore. That's at WOLE_USS. Urban Sports Scene, that is. Jay Watson Radio Man, new Twitch show as well. Mike Knoxxx, the best in the world at Mike Knoxxx, wherever social media is sold. We are the Soul in Sports here on Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM, and the Unpopular Review. Guys, it has been a pleasure. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me, and don't love God. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. We out of here, y'all. Peace. What if on that? What if